Hey couples, and welcome to week number 1 in our Marriage Mentor Training Series. I'm Brian. This is my beautiful wife, Tracy. We're going to guide you through how to use the Pursue God tools in marriage mentoring. And Tracy, before we even jump into this first lesson, maybe speak to the couples who are out there thinking, I don't know if I'm qualified.
Yeah, don't panic. We're going to get you qualified. We're going to train you up with some important topics. The tools at Pursue God are going to help you to do that. I promise we're going to walk you through it. You're going to be great.
So let's start marriage mentor training in week number 1. We're just going to give you a quick intro to Pursue God Marriage Mentoring, especially if you're new to the tools at PursueGOD.org. And let's start with this first thought. Marriage mentoring allows couples in church to receive care, not from one overworked pastor, but from another couple, we're talking about you, who has walked in their shoes. You're married, you've been through some of the stuff they're going to be going through, and so you can help them out. Now, we get this whole concept from the Old Testament, Exodus 18. Moses' father-in-law saw all that Moses was doing for the people, and here's what he asked. What are you really accomplishing here? Why are you trying to do all of this alone while everyone stands around you from morning till evening? You're going to wear yourself out, and the people too. This job is too heavy a burden for you to handle all by yourself. Now, Tracy, why don't we speak to this? We can relate. I'm a pastor, you're a counselor. So we recognize that marriage mentor couples in the church are really important for the ministry of the church because one or two pastors or pastors' couples just really can't do all the work.
Yeah, and marriage can be tough. And in our day and age and in our culture, the divorce rate will tell you that. So to have some trained marriage mentoring couples at your campus, in your church, I mean, what a gift that is to your pastor, but to your flock, that there's people out there saying, hey, listen, we hit rough spots in our marriage too. We'd love to walk with you and help you learn how to apply God's truth to your marriage and to help you to have a more satisfying life. I mean, that is an awesome gift.
So let's look at the tools that we give you to help you to do this. Pursue God Marriage Mentoring uses simple conversation starters to speak truth in love in the context of a growing relationship. Now, before we give you a little tour of PursueGOD.org to show you these conversation starters, let's just look at this passage from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 15. Paul says, we will speak the truth in love, growing in every way more and more like Christ, who is the head of his body, the church. And that's what you're doing in marriage mentoring. You're just speaking truth in love, but the tools online help you to do that.
So just in case you don't believe us that we are going to help you to know how to do this, we want to show you on PursueGOD.org all of the topics that you have available to you in our marriage category. So if you go to the top there under categories to the drop down, go to the family page. And on the family page, you will see there some key series that we offer in both family and parenting. And on that marriage category, we have refresh topics coming up every week. If you drop down that next accordion, you're going to see all of our marriage topics are available to you. So you could peruse that. You can look through those. As you're meeting with a couple, you might be like, oh, I remember seeing this topic. And you could do that one together. So we've got lots of options for you, lots of topics that you can cover in a marriage mentoring relationship. Now, why don't we just hit on one of those in case you're new to the tools, just so you can see what is offered to you in a topic. Well, you see right there that you have a video, you have an excerpt that kind of gives you a summary of what that topic's about. You have some talking points there, and then the questions are what help to guide your conversation. Those are all provided for you in every topic that we have on the site. So if we were using that topic with our marriage mentoring couple, what we would do is send that topic out in advance. We would encourage the couple to watch the video on their own. We would come together in our meeting time. We usually refresh the video through using those talking points just to make sure everyone's on the same page. And then we use the questions and we have a conversation. And the conversation will go where it goes. Those questions just help us to kind of get started. That's what PursueGOD.org is all about. It's a conversation starter library, but we come to every meeting knowing what we're talking about because we've chosen the video, the topic ahead of time.
Now, here's the last thing you need to know for this first lesson. It's really important. Marriage mentors are not professional counselors, but instead you're disciples who make disciples. That's essentially what couples mentoring is. It's couple on couple disciple making. You can talk about family topics, faith topics, life topics. There's so much to choose from at PursueGOD.org. But really, essentially what you're doing is you're having conversations to help someone grow in their marriage and, of course, eventually even to grow in their relationship with God. Of course, this comes from the Great Commission. Jesus said, "Therefore, go and make disciples. Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I've given you." And that's what Pursue God Marriage Mentoring is. Essentially, it's disciple making among couples.
This really is about disciple making. It's really walking with another couple in their marriage. It is not professional counseling. I just want to make sure you guys hear that. It wouldn't be appropriate. It would be unethical for us to act like professional counselors when we don't have the training for that. So if you hear nothing else today, we want you to hear like the heart behind this is disciple making. The heart behind this is walking with a couple, helping them who are struggling in some way in their marriage. It's not about you acting like a counselor.
So that's week 1, an intro to our Pursue God Marriage Mentoring. Now, if you're going through this with a trainer or in a small group, you can use the questions below to talk about this topic. And we'll see you next week for week number 2 in the series.